Now this is a question regarding the pollution. Consider the following substances: lead, mercury, methanol yellow, pesticide residue, and they are asking that which of the above substances are harmful for health if it is present in food items. So the food contamination, it can be takes place from the beginning of the farmland to the end of the table. That means from the beginning of the farming, we will be using pesticides, we will be using fertilizer, we will be using herbicides. So from that region itself, it will be starting contaminated. Okay. So and in the food production also we will be using so many additives. Right. So food contamination happens in all over the food chain. So apart from this chemical contamination of food from various sources such as industries, vehicles, pesticides and fertilizers, pollution resulting from growing of vegetables in degraded environmental conditions in peri-urban zones also affects food safety. Okay, we know that. So if we cultivate some plants in an urban area and a rural area, in the urban area we know that we will be having lots of pollution. So obviously it will be also the food content will be or the cultivation will be also affected by that. So the common sources of these food contents are the presence of heavy metals, pesticides, preservatives, coloring agents and other additives and adulterants in food. Okay, and lead is a highly toxic metal and it's also a very toxic poison also. So this lead poisoning is serious and sometimes it is a fatal condition also. So mercury, we know that it's a naturally occurring element found in air, water and soil, and a highly toxic form of this mercury is known as methyl mercury, and that will builds up in fish, shellfish and animals that eat fishes. So through the food chain, through the magnification process, this mercury, lead, all this will be travel through the food chain and it will end in humans also. So the fish and shellfish are the main sources of methyl mercury exposure to humans. And the other sources of mercury can be silver colored dental fillings that contain up to 50% of mercury by weight, then fluorescent light bulbs and mercury fever thermometers and made of glasses. So these are some sources of mercury. Then regarding methanol yellow, it's a principal non-permitted food color used extensively in India. So it's a food color. Okay, you know that for coloration, in order to get so many flavor also we will be using so many chemical agents, right? So this methanol yellow, it's a color agent. Then pesticide residue, it refers to the pesticides that may remain on in the food chain after they are applied to the food crops. So we know that we'll be using pesticides, herbicides, fertilizer, all these kinds of chemicals, right? So these kinds of things will be added in the food chain, and that is known as pesticide residues. So all these are ends up in the food chain or in the food, and all these are chemicals and toxic also or poisonous also. So here our answer is D. All these are harmful for the health if it is present in the food. That means lead, mercury, methanol yellow and pesticide residue, these all are toxic. So here our answer is D, 1, 2, 3 and 4.